okay, we should start a fund to get a statue of Stanley Kubrick. I guess preferably up in the Bronx where he was born. I think the statue. I mean, it'd be cool to have a statue of him, of course, anything would be cool, but what if he just made the statue like the black monolith, the monolith right there in the Bronx?
I think that's I think it's a very interesting, it's a good idea. I mean,
so bums can pee on it, or I mean, he was born in Manhattan, but I mean,
we can put it in Manhattan if it makes everybody feel better to have it in
I don't know what location would make sense, because it's not like...
I was thinking England.
It's not like it would make sense for him to be, for like Stallone's statue to be in Philadelphia, or even James Dean's statue to be in the place where they filmed Rebel Without a Cause. It would... I don't know what location would make sense for him.
Well, I think doing it in New York, where he was born, because I mean, you have to do it in England would be. Do we really want to abdicate, our ownership of, of Stanley Kubrick? I mean, like, where would you put it in England, really? So it's like I think
his estate.
Yeah, his estate, which nobody can go to. So it's like, why do that?
Well,
so,
he's buried there in his estate.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
But they're not letting, visitors aren't coming in.
Where's the missile base in Dr. Strangelove? That's where I would put it. Where was it?
That's a funny idea. But do we ever really find out where that base is supposed to be? Is it in... I don't even know if we find that out.
I don't remember. I don't know off the top of my head.
Burleson Air Force Base. But anyway, there should be look. If there's a statue of Andy Warhol that I think is still in the Washington Square Park. It's in New York City. So if there's a statue of Andy Warhol in New York City, which, by the way, that's where he got his greatest fame, but he's not from New York City, of course. If there's a statue of Andy Warhol, there should be one of Stanley Kubrick. And whether it's the monolith or whether it's Kubrick with a camera or whatever, I think that it should be someplace in New York City.
Well, I think it might fit to be placed in like maybe the do they still do the World Fair there in New York City?
No, the World Fair is kind of dead, I think.
Or do they?
What about?
I'm sure they have like a science museum or something in that area. I mean, that would
there's the Natural History Museum of Natural History.
Maybe that.
I don't know.
What about
maybe it should be in Washington Square Park, because it was in Washington Square Park that he used to play chess all the time.
Yeah,
they have the permanent chess boards up there in Washington, in one corner of Washington Square Park. That's where he used to play chess. So why not there?
Can it be with him and Shelley Duvall, the statue, of him tormenting her on the?
It'll be her pulling out clumps of hair, and Kubrick like looking at it like, yeah, whatever.
That's the statue I want. Okay, I'm sorry, that was bad taste. I'm sorry.
But it should, anyway. There should. I am calling for a national movement to get a statue of Stanley Kubrick somewhere in New York City. Whether it's in the Bronx, whether it's in Manhattan, it should be one of those two places. But let's get this going.